world feels older than God. I sat at that table, same chair, same doubts, hands shaking, heart racing, mind whispering, not yet. But not yet turned into years, into rust, into rot. So I lit a single lamp, grabbed a rough tombstone rock, still wet with rain from the old graveyard out back. And I carved every fear I kept tucked under my tongue. FAILURESHAMEBINFORGOTTEN. Every letter cut deep, and my blood signed the sentence. I laughed under my breath and said, hell, even fear bleeds when you cut it honest. I ain't running anymore. I carved my fear into stone and left it where cowards pray. Something scares me now, I walk toward it like Judgment Day. I ain't claiming I'm fearless, I'm claiming fear don't get to steer. It can ride in the back, silent, small, uninvited. 'Cause tonight I buried what used to own me. I walk barefoot to the crossroad, dirt dark, sky hanging low, thunder thinking about speaking. That stone felt heavy, not in weight, but in truth. The same road where I said I'll try tomorrow, the same dirt where I folded when pressure hit. I placed that stone in the center, not gentle, not soft, just like dropping a body that never deserved a funeral. And I whispered, you don't get to live in me anymore. Rain started falling like someone up there finally approved, but I didn't say amen. I didn't need blessing, just consequence. When I turned around, I didn't feel lighter, I felt dangerous. I ain't running anymore. I caught my fear in the stone and left it where I used to break. If something shakes my bones, I walk into it wide awake. I ain't fearless, but fear ain't king. Not tonight, not ever again. If death's a mirror, I'll look it in the eye and grin. 'Cause I know what I buried, and I know what survived. Fear ain't gone, it's just behind me now. I woke up with frost on the window and dust in my lungs. Coffee cold, boots still muddy from yesterday's wandering. For years I waited for someone to pull me out, for a sign, for a miracle, for anything louder than doubt. But silence ain't cruel, it's honest. And that morning wasn't dramatic, no lightning, no revelation, just a sharp truth hitting me like a shovel to the ribs. Nobody owed me rescue, no mentor, no lover, no God with soft hands, just me. And the road I ain't built yet. I stared at my reflection and said under my breath, damn, I've been waiting on a hero while the hero was staring back. I ain't waiting anymore. If the world won't open doors, I'll tear through walls. If hope don't come knocking, then hell, I'll build it with bleeding up 'Cause sometimes the only miracle you get is the moment you stop begging for one. Grabbed a notebook like a weapon, ripped out every page where I wrote excuses. Every line that started with someday, every soft prayer disguised as fear. Then I wrote one thing, slow carved like a grave marker. If there ain't a path, I will become one. My hand pressed to my chest, not sentimental ritual of how more real than any ring or prayer. I move, I build, I bleed forward. No more waiting for signs, I'll be the sign. No more waiting for a hand, I'll be the hammer. I said it louder, like a sentence passed. If no one's coming good, less room on the road I'm taking. I ain't waiting anymore, the destiny ain't looking for me. I'll hunt it like a bounty. Every fear stays under my boots, not in my throat. Every fear walks behind me, not beside me. I don't need saving, I need movement. And the day I stopped expecting rescue was the day I finally became dangerous. Hope ain't sitting still staring at the darkness. Hope is striking the match and lighting your own damn road. And that day, I quit waiting for life and became fire. You didn't walk to that place, you return like a man facing trial. Same dirt road, same crooked fence post, same memory hanging like smoke in the air. But this time no heartbeat beside of yours, no laughter tucked into the wind. No reason to pretend you were lucky just to be chosen. Your boots stop where the grass remembered footsteps, and for a moment your chest pulled tight. Not sad, just honest. Because somewhere deep inside you finally knew you weren't loving her. You were begging her to prove you were worth something. Your voice was low, rough, like gravel under wheels. Damn, I mistook desperation for devotion. You ain't bleeding anymore, your love demands a kneel. You walk away unarmed but unbroken. You ain't looking for rescue, you're looking for a partner who stands shoulder to shoulder. If a heart needs chains to stay, then it ain't love, it's captivity. And you swore right there you never wear shackles again. Moonlight went across the field, casting long shadows like stained glass in a ruined cathedral. That necklace, the one that used to mean everything, felt cold in your palm like a truth that finally stopped pretending to be hope. You knelt, but not for her, for closure, for dignity, for the version of you that begged like love was charity. And you whispered, not angry, not bitter, just done. I'm not bearing you, I'm bearing who I had to become just to keep you. Then you pressed that necklace into the soil like a gravestone with no name. No name, no name, no name, no name, no name, no name. When you stood up, you didn't wipe the dirt off. You wore it like ashes after a ritual. left that feel lighter, not because you forgot, but because you finally stopped apologizing for wanting to be loved without begging for it. Some love survives by being let go. Some souls survive by finally walking away. And tonight, you chose yourself. Choose yourself. The first sound wasn't thunder. It was steel hitting the workbench. A hard, ugly clang that felt like truth more than noise. I rolled up my sleeves, laid out rusted metal plates and broken parts like a surgeon preparing to carve into fate. No ghost whispering, no sad music swelling, just me and the weight of every chance I never took. Failures, lost loves, moments I walked away when I should have swung first. I pressed my thumb to the cold iron and said hello, alright, let's build something out of what damn near killed me. My jaw tightened and the words came without shaking. Regret ain't meant to rot inside me. So I hammered everything into steel, turned every wound into something real. If the past won't change, I'll change the way I carry it. Not as weight, but as will. I ain't the man who breaks and begs, I'm the man who learns and stands. You can cut me, doubt me, curse me, but you'll never see me run again. The sparks flew and metal memory bright enough to light the bomb and loud enough to drown excuses. Blood slid down my knuckles, but pain didn't scare me, not anymore. Piece by piece, I bolted the place to a leather strap, each one stamped with a lesson carved deep. Trust carefully, move now. Never knew for validation when I snapped the armor across my chest. It felt heavy, but the right kind of heavy, like a name reclaimed like justice. I whispered to the darkness, you made me bleed once, you don't get to do it twice. That wasn't anger talking, that was clarity. So I hammered everything into steel, turned every regret into something real. If remorse tried to break me, I forged it into a reason to rise. I ain't running from who I was, I'm wearing him like armor. If life swings hard again, I'll swing harder. And if tomorrow comes with fire good, I'm already tempered. Regret didn't disappear, it just learned its place behind me, not on me, armor not chains. And now when I walk forward, the past walks silent, because it finally knows who belongs in front. sat alone at a table scarred by years and whiskey stains. Thumb scrolling through words that once filled whole, and now looking like chains he welded to his own damn heart. Screams glow cold, but truth burns warmer than fire. Every message said the same thing without saying it. Please choose me. And he hated how familiar that sounded.
He muttered low, almost like a prayer gone sour. Hell, when did I start kneeling for scraps?
He ain't begging anymore. If love means crawling, he'd rather walk alone through thunder. If someone can't stand beside him, then they damn sure don't deserve his shoulders. He ain't bleeding to prove he's worthy. He's living to prove he ain't on. If you can't hold a man who stands tall, you don't deserve a man at all. That night he stood in front of a cracked mirror, face lit by a single flame, and all the versions of him he hated staring back. He held the phone over that fire, screenshots, apologies, long paragraphs he wrote with shaking hands. Words meant to win hearts, but only cost him his spine.
And he said, slow and steady, not angry, just done.
If love makes me kneel, it ain't love, it's addiction. Then he dropped the memories, paper turned to flame, flame turned to ash, ash turned to freedom. When the smoke hit his face, he didn't flinch.
He smiled, small, dangerous.
He ain't begging anymore. If love asks for his dignity, it can burn like the rest of the ghosts. If someone wants him, they'll meet him on their feet, not tower over his knees. He ain't looking for someone to rescue him. He ain't searching for someone to complete him. He's waiting for someone unafraid of his fire, someone who walks beside him, not ahead, not behind. Love didn't make him weak, kneeling did. And the night he stood up, the world finally looked small enough to walk through without fear.